Good morning, guys. I just left church. I haven't gone in a long time. Funny, funny enough, or coincidentally enough, maybe not coincidentally. Uh, I was very drawn this morning when I woke up to go. I had shared earlier this week how I'd been feeling very emotional and kind of even grieving would be the word. About just two of the kids I work with moving on. Logically, I understand that it's a part of life, it's a transition, and people you grow to connect with and really love are going to move on, and that's life. But it was just feeling very heavy for me, and it was very emotional. I think I was called to go to church just for some guidance and some peace, and the sermon ended up being incredibly resonant with me. And the main takeaway, obviously all of it I can't really describe, like how it hit me deep down, but the main takeaway was that our actions declare our beliefs. Essentially, actions speak louder than words. It's so easy to talk a big game and to philosophize about our beliefs and our values, but it's a whole nother thing to live by them. And it just really made me think a lot about a lot of things. And then I had shared a blog post this morning about love, about treating everyone with respect and kindness because we are all the same. And that was touched upon in the service as well. Talking about how if you're out to dinner with someone you don't really know that well, you can tell a lot about them by how they treat the waiter or waitress. And then the pastor actually described how if he's interviewing someone for a position, what he'll do is he'll purposely arrive late, and then he'll have his secretary tell the pastor how that person, the interviewee, behaved towards the secretary, because it reveals a lot about someone's character. I've talked about God a little bit in my videos, and I don't think I can resist the word any longer because it's pretty apparent that his energy and his force and his love is moving through me, and I'm feeling a lot more connected to that. I think it's taken me this long because when you're younger, you go to church or learn about something higher than yourself, and you don't have perspective, you don't have your own beliefs. It's not an organic process. But as a 30-year-old man, I've been through a decent amount of stuff, and I've had my own fair share of pain, and it's broken me open in wondrous ways. And I think I'm reminded of the Rumi quote, where he says, "The wound is where the light enters you." And I think that is profound, because that's been my experience on my journey. Is my biggest pains and struggles have allowed the space, have kind of broken open my ego, my identity, my separateness, my belief that I'm alone, and allowed me to understand that we're all connected, that there is something that runs through all of us, and there is an energy of God, if you will, that is in all of us. And there's really nothing at this point that can disprove it. I've felt it deep down. But yeah, I guess this is just me finally being like, okay, cool, I believe in God and the values that are taught. And not necessarily, I don't think I'm saying I'm a Christian, but I believe in God and the values of love, kindness, courage, compassion, strength, all those values, because I do think when you live from those values, it's truly a win-win world out there. The more you live from those values, the more you give, the more you actually counterintuitively receive. So I would ask you, kind of what the pastor asked us in the sermon, to think about what you actually believe about life. Not what you logically believe, but if you look at your actions and what you do and how you are, whether or not you judge people harshly, how you treat other people, how you treat people that you see yourself as superior to, be it status or career, mental state. So do an inventory and really think about what you believe. What are you, quote unquote, preaching to the world? It reminds me of another great quote. I think it was St. Francis of Assisi, where he said, preach the gospel at all times and use words when necessary. And essentially that's the same thing as your actions declaring your beliefs. If you're someone that believes in the teachings of like the New Testament and all the positive values and virtues, if you live by those virtues, you are literally preaching the gospel, but you don't need to talk about it. It's who you are as a person. It's not even necessarily what you do. It's who you are when you do those things. And this might not make sense, but it's who you embody and who you become that defines you and declares your beliefs. And I guess that's all I got to say, is there truly is a divine in all of us, and something that transcends our individual desires. And once we can get in touch with that divine source and live from those virtues, I mean, it's incredible. So, peace out, guys, and I wish you all the love in the world.